Hello everyone, welcome to the newest episode of KSP Exodus. Now, in this episode we're going to be shipping some tourists over to the station, because there is a contract that gets us about 22 million funds for that. Alright, here we are now. This is the vessel that will transport all of our 6 tourists here to Vesta station and back. This rocket weighs, I think, about 1,000 tons, which is a lot, and it is one of the biggest things I have created yet. Let's launch it. And we are now performing our orbital insertion burn. There goes the lower stage. I'm gonna split this burn up into 2 parts. There are multiple reasons for this. First of all, we maximize use of the O-berth effect. That basically means the closer you are to periapsis when performing a pro-grade burn like we are right now, the more efficient it is. And the second reason for splitting this burn up is that we still have some fuel left in the upper stage of our lifter, and we can use this fuel and then deorbit the stage, because we don't want to leave a lot of space junk. And we are now deploying the fairing, so you can see our vessel in all of its glory. And we are now deorbiting the upper stage. And we get our own stage into a nice and stable orbit again. Very nice. And we are now performing the second of our interplanetary burns. This combined with the correction burn will get us on a course with Telemo, which is where the station is at. And we have now escaped from Kerbin's gravity well, and we are now just performing a small correction burn. And we are now performing our orbital insertion at Telemo, the ringed planet where the station is at. We are now getting ourselves on an encounter with the station. And you can see the station is over there, 50 kilometers away right now. This is what it looks like from our Corvo's point of view. We are getting very close to the target. And we are now getting very close to the station. It's only about a kilometer away now. You can see the station very beautifully now. And also the planet's rings are also visible. And we are now getting really close. And beautiful, we now have the two vessels docked together. Yeah. Now we just have to wait 30 days. And great, now the tourists have had some great time they spent here. And now that the tourists have had enough time here, we can say goodbye to the station. And we are now performing the interplanetary burn that will get us back home. Now we are just performing a mid-course correction maneuver. And we are now arriving back home. We are now just stabilizing our orbit. Now you may be wondering why I'm even doing that and not just re-entering. The reason is, this vehicle on itself is not designed for re-entry or landing. We will have to send a separate ship for that. And that specialized re-entry vehicle we will be sending right now. And the stage detaches. Now performing orbital circularization. And we are deorbiting that stage. And getting our own stage back into a stable orbit. Now getting to the tourist ship is not going to be very easy, because it is in a very weird orbit, let's just say. But we have more than enough delta V on this thing. 3000 meters a second. We don't need that much. We are now going to be performing the first correction burn that will get us on a closer approach, but not quite yet on a very close one. And we're now performing a second correction burn. And we have now approached the tourist ship with our re-entry vessel. And here the vessels are. We are about to dock together now. And we are docked, very nice. We are just transferring all the crew over to the re-entry vehicle. Now, by the way, I don't actually have to bring these tourists back home. I'm just doing this out of pure kindness. And also to test out this crew retrieval vehicle, because will probably be useful in the future. And we can now just decouple our two engines. Say goodbye to those. And we can now extend our state-of-the-art graphene heat shield. And we're now deploying our parachutes. And we have splashed down. Very nice. Great, we now have 40 million funds. Yeah, nice. I think this is more than we will ever need, basically. And I don't know why a tourist would pay that much. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. So yeah, see you next episode.